In today's episode, we're going to be talking about acoustic guitars. Guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley. I've been playing guitar for 10 years, 5 of those professionally, and in today's episode I'm going to be comparing two of my most favourite acoustic brands. I'm going to be comparing Gibson Acoustics and Taylor Acoustic. So the first guitar we're going to look at today is the Taylor Grand Auditorium. So the full model name for this Taylor guitar is the Taylor Auditorium 324 CE, and as I said, it's my personal acoustic guitar that I bought around a year ago. I bought this new and I bought it for $18.99, so that is important to note that this is a lot cheaper than the Gibson Custom Acoustic. It features solid mahogany V-class bracing, which delivers a bold mid-range sound and it handles loud playing very well. We have a Venetian style cutaway which allows easy access to upper frets. We have a mahogany neck and an ebony fingerboard with the small Taylor inlays. Obviously we have that rosewood headstock cap which is lovely and a black pickguard, and this is a 25.5-inch scale length. I always found that Taylor guitars are very comfortable to me. I've always been an electric guitar player, but this is actually the first acoustic that I've ever owned. I feel like Taylor are very friendly to electric guitarists as they have quite low actions. The body shapes always feel a little bit smaller, and obviously they have a lot of cutaways on most of their models. They're very much built for performance and sound incredible, and I see a lot of gigging musicians using Taylor acoustics, mainly down to the convenience of the ES2 electronics. I found that the preamp in this is very expressive. Obviously you can dial in more bass and more treble if you want to, and it gives a good, accurate representation of what you'd hear in the room. It's never going to beat a microphone, but it does give a good example. The second guitar we're going to be looking at today is a Gibson Custom Elvis Dove, which is Gibson Custom's recreation of Elvis's personal dove that he owned during the 60s. So let's check it out. So the story of this Elvis Presley signature model starts all the way back when Vernon Presley, Elvis Presley's father, gifted him a Gibson Dove in the 60s. This guitar made it onto a lot of live shows that Elvis Presley did, and it was actually on the first broadcasted show in Hawaii. It was known that Elvis used this guitar for about 5 years before giving it away to a fan in the crowd. So there is rich lineage to this Dove guitar in Elvis Presley's hand, and I think it's really cool that Gibson have recreated it, as it is a vintage model and the Dove doesn't often get much time in the spotlight. It's most of the time overshadowed by the SJ200. This Dove feels like it's just been made straight out of the 60s. It's a very big, cumbersome body with no cutaways, and it has quite a thick mahogany neck. It has the classic split parallelograms, which the Dove is known for, and the very iconic pickguard. We have an ebony finish all over this guitar, which has picked up a little bit of lacquer checking over its years. Brand new, these guitars would retail for £4,299. So we're talking about just over double the price of the Taylor guitar. As this is a Dove, we have lots of decorative binding, lots of multiply, and we have the mustache bridge, which is made out of rosewood. In terms of construction, we have maple back and sides and a spruce top. You don't often see this wood combination on an acoustic guitar, the maple back and sides and the spruce top. But to my ear anyway, the maple makes this guitar a lot brighter and a lot more treble heavy in comparison to the Taylor guitar. What I really like is that we have Grover tuners on this example, which hold tuning stability really nicely. And it's just a stunning piece, and obviously we have that Gibson preamp in here as well. So let's hear this Gibson Dove in action and then compare it to the Taylor. guys, what are my final thoughts from today's episode? I have to come clean that the Taylor guitar in this episode is actually my own personal guitar, so I'm very used to playing the Grand Auditoriums from Taylor. From my opinion, both these guitars did play quite differently, as they do have different body sizes. Obviously the Taylor has a double cut, whereas the Gibson is a single cut. But in terms of thickness and size, they are quite similar and kind of have that mini kind of dreadnought feel. Obviously not as big as like an SJ200, but they are still a sizable guitar that kick out a lot of bass end. For me, the Taylor played easier. I have the action set a little bit lower as I am predominantly an electric guitar player, and I think it responded better to having the capo on the frets. However, I believe the Gibson stayed in tune better with the Grover tuner. The wood construction and the preamps are very different in these two guitars, so the tones are very contrasting when you hear them back, but I do prefer the sound of the Taylor, and when I'm playing it with that feedback loop from hearing the speaker, I do prefer my playing on the Taylor. But the winner of today's video is Taylor Guitars. Also, when we bear in mind the price difference, a Taylor Grand Auditorium normally goes for about $2,000, whereas an Elvis Presley signature Gibson custom shop acoustic goes for about $4,000, and if you go up to the SJ200, you're looking at about $5,500. So personally, I would definitely go for the Taylor, as I think it's a better sounding instrument and looking instrument for the money. Obviously, this has been a very kind of niche comparison today, just a Grand Auditorium and a Dove guitar. Obviously, I'd love to do this video again in the future with maybe an SJ200 and one of the custom shop Taylor models. This is just a standard American-made Taylor. Most importantly, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with what I said? Do you think I sounded better on the Gibson, or do you think I sounded better on the Taylor? Let me know. And do you own any Gibson guitars or Taylor guitars? Let me know in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to see more content from Squealing Pig Guitars, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.